Bitcoin versus real estate, which is the better investment? That is exactly what I want to talk about for today's video. Now, you guys watching this video right now, and I know, I know a lot of people out there may think that real estate is probably one of the best assets to invest in to build wealth and park your money in, right? It's a hedge against inflation, right? And it has store of value. I get that, right? Real estate has been around for quite some time. Obviously, a lot of people out there have built a lot of wealth just by simply investing into a lot of properties, okay, and simply holding them for a long period of time. Of course, renting them out to people, right? Because people out there need places to live in, right? People that can't afford houses, that want to, get in a house, right? They want to live in a house, right? To rent in, right? Tenants, okay? So I get it, guys. Real estate, okay, is one of, if honestly, okay, it really is one of the best ways to build wealth. Okay, it's a great investment to invest in. But honestly, times have changed ever since Bitcoin has arrived. I honestly think Bitcoin is a much, much better investment than real estate. And in today's video, I want to show you guys why. Okay, so this will probably shock a lot of people. Okay, I get that, right? Because a lot of people, like I said, okay, may think that real estate is the number one investment, right, out there to build wealth and whatnot, right, to have store value, okay, just to park your money in. I get that, but honestly, like I said, ever since Bitcoin has arrived, right, back in 2009, things have changed massively. And in today's video, that's exactly what I want to talk about, right? So yes, guys, we're going to talk about that. Okay, what is the better investment? Okay, Bitcoin or real estate for long term? So let's begin with the video. So I want to show you guys this chart real quick. Okay, so this chart is simply just showing us, okay, the house prices, okay, in that year, and of course the Bitcoin price and how many Bitcoins you needed to buy one house at that time. So if you guys just look back in 2010, where it all began, okay, 2010, a US house was going for around $181,000. And Bitcoin at that time, okay, in 2010 was going for 10 cents. Yes, times have changed massively, guys, right? Yes, in 2010, one Bitcoin was trading for 10 cents. Crazy, right? Times have changed massively. And at that time, you needed about 1.8 million Bitcoins to buy one house. Okay, at that time. Now, if we look back here, okay, back in 2011, okay, a house price, okay, $174,000. Okay, at that time, Bitcoin was trading at $16. So, the price of Bitcoin is much higher now, $16, and you needed about 10.8 thousand Bitcoins to buy a house, right? Now, if we go all the way to 2013, okay, you can clearly see a house price $192,000, okay, and Bitcoin was going for $200, $211, and you needed about 913 Bitcoins to buy one house. Right now, if we scroll all the way to 2018, this is where it gets real crazy. Okay, so 2018, a house price, okay, $239,000. Not much has changed, right, in the past 8 years, right? A house was going for, $178,000 in 2010, and 8 years later, right, in 2018, a house was going for over $200,000, $242,000, right? Remember that, guys. Okay, and Bitcoin, okay, was trading at $10.2 thousand, and you needed about 24 Bitcoins to buy a house. Just 24 Bitcoins, guys. Okay, crazy. Okay, now if we go all the way to 2021, okay, right over here, okay, house price has went up a lot. Now it's at over 300K, $346,000 for a house. Okay, and at that time, Bitcoin was trading at $59,000, and you needed 6 Bitcoins. Just think about that. Now, if we go to today's date, okay, 2024, this year, a US house price is now over $400,000, $422,000, and Bitcoin is now trading over 60K, okay, $64,000, okay, and you need about 6 Bitcoins to get one house. Okay, so you guys can just clearly see, okay, you need less and less and less Bitcoins to own one house over the years. And I really do believe, okay, that soon enough, okay, I really do believe like in the next like 10 years, okay, you simply just need one Bitcoin. Okay, today you need about 6 Bitcoins. Okay, maybe a lot of you guys don't have, you know, multiple Bitcoins, right? But I really do believe in the future, I do see this going down to like one Bitcoin. Like all you really need is like one Bitcoin. It could be even lower than that. It could be like 0.8%, right? Or sorry, 0.8 Bitcoins, or even half of a Bitcoin, right? 0.5 Bitcoins. You know, in the future, I do believe that is very, very possible. And this is why, guys, okay, this is why I've been telling you guys to buy Bitcoin, right? Buy 10% of a Bitcoin, right? 0.1 Bitcoin. That's a big deal. 0.21 of a Bitcoin, right? 20% of a Bitcoin, right? 0.5, 50% of a Bitcoin, half of a Bitcoin. That's a big deal as well. If you're someone out there that, you know, can't afford one full Bitcoin, get to 10% of a Bitcoin, 0.1, because I do believe that is, you know, very, very possible for a lot of people out there. Okay, and don't stop, right? Keep accumulating Bitcoin. Okay, treat Bitcoin like it's a savings account, right? And that's why I've been telling you guys many times to accumulate one full Bitcoin, because I really do believe just owning one full Bitcoin will be very, very rare in the future, right? And this one Bitcoin will obviously change life long term, right? For your future self and your future family. Okay, you will have a lot of wealth just by simply owning one full Bitcoin. You will obviously become a multi-millionaire just by simply holding and owning one full Bitcoin, because we know, guys, Bitcoin is a digital asset that's going to be worth millions of dollars. We know, guys, okay, in the next few decades, Bitcoin's going to be worth millions of dollars. So if you simply own one full Bitcoin, or 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.5, 0.8, that's a big deal. Understand that. Okay, you will have a lot of wealth in the future. Okay, so I love this chart. It just clearly shows you guys, okay, that every single time, okay, you know, over the years, we need less and less Bitcoins to own a house. Okay, which is crazy, right? So yes, guys, we need about 6 Bitcoins. Okay, just over 6 Bitcoins to buy a US house, a new house. Okay, just 6 Bitcoins, guys. Okay, remember, guys, back in 2010, okay, 2010, we needed almost 2 million Bitcoins. That was in 2010. Okay, you know, 14 years later, okay, because that was 14 years ago. Now, 14 years later, we just need 6. Just think about that. Crazy, right? It's just crazy. Okay, so I also want to show you guys this. It says here in 8 years, okay, US home prices in Bitcoin plummeted from 664 to 6 Bitcoins. Okay, and you can clearly see Bitcoin price percentage change. Okay, 2016 to 2020, 174%. Okay, 2020 to 2024, 152%. 2024 to 2028, 100%. Okay, so if this 4-year trend continues, by 2028, a home could shockingly cost just 0.00006 Bitcoins. Okay, so I really do believe, guys, in the future, you know, you can simply just buy a house with maybe 0.1 Bitcoin, 0.3 Bitcoin, 0.5 Bitcoin, right? Half of a Bitcoin. Even just simply one Bitcoin can get your house in the future. Okay, so understand, guys, over the years, long term, okay, the amount of Bitcoins that you need to buy a house is going lower and lower and lower and lower, right? This just clearly tells you guys something. Okay, so keep paying attention, guys, right? So you guys can clearly see price of a home versus Bitcoin in US dollars. So back in 2016, you need about 697 Bitcoins. And then in 2020, you need 46 Bitcoins. And this year, 2024, you need about 8 Bitcoins. Okay, so I tweeted this out. Okay, and if you guys aren't following me on X, go ahead and follow me. It's always, you know, linked in the description down below. But yeah, this is very, very fascinating, okay, to see, and very, very interesting, because over the years, okay, we just need less and less Bitcoins to buy a home, right? And you also clearly see Bitcoin, okay, the market cap. Okay, so this chart is just clearly showing us, the asset classes of different assets out there by market cap comparison. So let me just show you guys, right? So Bitcoin is right over here at 1 trillion. Bitcoin is literally a little baby compared to gold, art, stocks, fiat, global debt, and real estate. Okay, look at Bitcoin. It's all the way down here at 1 trillion. It's literally a baby, guys. And remember, Bitcoin has only been around for over 15 years, which is honestly not that long versus gold, right? Gold has been around for decades, the longest time ever, right? Whereas Bitcoin has only been around for over 15 years now. Okay, so it's still a baby, guys. Okay, so Bitcoin, okay, at 1 trillion versus 330 trillion for real estate. We are still early. So for the people out there that think, okay, we are late on buying into Bitcoin because they see the price of Bitcoin at, $68,000, which is where Bitcoin is at right now as I'm from this video, okay, close to 70K. They think it is too late to buy Bitcoin, right? They look at the price and they think it's too late. But understand, guys, you have to think of Bitcoin long term. We know Bitcoin is a digital asset that's going to be worth millions of dollars. And if you're looking at this chart right now, okay, understand we are so early. We know Bitcoin, okay, the market cap of Bitcoin will replace gold. Eventually, Bitcoin is gonna, 100% surpass gold by market cap, 17 trillion. That's nothing, Once Bitcoin is at $1 million per Bitcoin, it's gonna replace gold by market cap. Okay, 100%. And then next is gonna be art, which I didn't know art had 18 trillion, which is crazy. Okay, and then stocks, 110 trillion, right? So real estate is all the way up over 300 trillion, 330 trillion dollars. So just think about that, guys. That is crazy, right? And this just clearly shows you guys how early Bitcoin really is. We are not late at all, guys. For the people out there that are saying we are late on Bitcoin, we are not. Understand that, okay? We are not. We are very, very early into Bitcoin, okay? The market cap for Bitcoin is only at 1 trillion. So just think about that. It's still a baby, okay? It really, really is. So I want to show you guys this clip real quick, okay? And this is coming from Anthony, okay? And we all know who Anthony is. And I really want you guys to watch this clip, okay? It's only for 1 minute and it's very, very interesting, okay? And it says here, everything gets cheaper when priced in Bitcoin, including an all-time high real estate market dominated in dollars. So just
in 2016, the median home in America cost 664 Bitcoin. Today, it costs 6 Bitcoin. So what ends up happening is in dollar terms, we actually saw about a 50% increase. It was like $250,000, $300,000. Now it's over $400,000. 50% increase in dollar terms for the median home between 2016 and 2024. So 8 years, 50% increase in that home. How many people's wages went up 50% or more? Probably not as many. In Bitcoin terms, there was a 99% reduction in the price of the median home in America priced in Bitcoin. Bitcoin literally made housing more affordable. And so when you think of it in those terms, what it does is it requires you to break the mold of thinking in dollars and now think in terms of Bitcoin. And so if you hold dollars, everything around you gets more expensive over time. Your coffee gets more expensive. Your house gets more expensive. The clothes that you buy, everything gets more expensive. When you hold Bitcoin over the long run, everything gets less expensive over time. Your purchasing power increases at a faster rate than the rate of inflation. And therefore, literally every single good around you gets less and less expensive. In 2016,
okay. Very, very interesting, right? And that's very, very true what he has said here, okay, in this clip. Okay, and this clip, guys, came from a video. It's actually on his YouTube channel. If I remember, I'll try my best to link it in the description down below. I highly suggest you guys to watch the entire video. I think it's about like 8 to 10 minutes long, so it's not very long, but he made some very, very good pointers here. Okay, when you hold Bitcoin, okay, everything gets less expensive. Okay, and obviously, if you have fiat and you're just simply leaving your money in the bank, obviously, your purchasing power, goes lower and lower and lower, right? So understand, guys, when you leave your money in the bank, understand, okay, it's losing its value. Your purchasing power goes lower, right? So understand everything gets more expensive because of inflation, right? Your money's just sitting in the bank, not doing anything. It's losing its value slowly, okay? So understand you need to invest your money, guys. Like in general, okay, if you guys simply want to, stay away from inflation, beat inflation, you want to simply build wealth, okay, you need to invest in assets. Okay, and obviously there's a lot of asset classes out there, right? But I highly suggest you guys to invest into Bitcoin. Just do your research on Bitcoin, okay, and just buy it. Okay, this is not financial advice. Always do your own research, but understand, guys, I really do believe Bitcoin is truly one of the best asset classes out there to invest in for long term, to simply build wealth, to beat inflation, right? And have financial freedom, right? 100%. Okay, it really, really does do that. So this is a great clip from Anthony. Okay, it really, really is. Now, Bitcoin right now, okay, I'll just quickly show you guys, $68.3 thousand. We are in fact in the 4-hour time frame, and you guys can clearly see Bitcoin is still holding very, very strong at this level. We know for the past few days, Bitcoin has in fact been pumping, and so far it is holding very, very strong at $68,000, in between $67,000 to $68,000, right? So Bitcoin is looking pretty good today. Okay, now, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. Okay, but it's crazy because over the years, okay, to buy one house, guys, it's, it gets less and less of Bitcoins, right? You need less Bitcoins. Like in 2010, you needed almost 2 million Bitcoins to buy one house. Now, today in 2024, you just need 6 Bitcoins, right? So understand, guys, okay, invest into Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin is the better asset. Okay, it's better than real estate. A lot of people, may think real estate is the better investment. It's the number one investment. I get that. Okay, that has been the longest saying, but honestly, I think Bitcoin has replaced real estate. Bitcoin is clearly the winner here, right? It's the clear winner. Okay, it's the better investment for long term. Okay, so I want to share with you guys a story because back in 2021, right, I was actually planning on buying my first ever property back in 2021. Okay. And I saw, I wasn't investing into Bitcoin at that time. In 2021, like early of 2021, that was like my plan on buying, a property, my first ever property, right, as an investment. And I saw the dip. Okay, let me just quickly show you guys the dip that I saw for Bitcoin. So you guys can clearly see this is Bitcoin. And back in 2021, mid 2021, when I saw this crash, mid 2021, we saw this crash happening for Bitcoin. Okay, and it was around $31,000, just below 32K. And when I saw this crash, I took this as an opportunity to buy Bitcoin instead of real estate, right? I had money saved up, okay? And when I had money saved up, right, I was just simply working, okay, and saving, right? And that money, my plan was to obviously invest it into real estate. I wasn't planning on buying Bitcoin, right? But when I saw this opportunity, okay, when I saw Bitcoin having this crash, having this dip mid of 2021, and it dropped, it was trading at like 60K and it dropped all the way to $31,000, as low as $31,000, just below 32K, right? So when I saw Bitcoin on sale, half price pretty much, right, I took it as an opportunity to buy. So instead of the house, I bought Bitcoin. Okay, I was like, screw the house, let me go ahead and buy one Bitcoin. And that was actually my first ever time buying one full Bitcoin, right? Because I was just chucking a whole bunch of money into Bitcoin at that time because I thought this was a huge opportunity to buy Bitcoin, right? And it was. I never looked back. And ever since then, I've just been simply DCAing into Bitcoin. Okay, so I am glad that instead of me back in, early of 2021 buying into real estate, buying my first property, instead I bought Bitcoin. And honestly, I am glad. Like, I've never looked back. I obviously have no regret of doing that, right? And I really do believe Bitcoin is honestly one of the best assets out there, one of the best asset classes out there to invest in for long term, right? It's a hedge against inflation. Yes, I get it, right? Bitcoin is volatile short term. It's always going up and down a whole bunch, right? We enter different cycles, bear cycles and bull cycles, but understand, guys, long term, Bitcoin is always shooting up. Okay, every single time we enter a new bull market, Bitcoin always reaches record highs, new record highs every single time. So long term, okay, Bitcoin is always shooting up. In a way, yes, it is 100% a hedge against inflation. For the past 10 years, Bitcoin has been the best performing asset out there. It really has been. Like, name another asset that has been performing better than Bitcoin. You can't, right? For the past 10 years, Bitcoin has been clearly the best performing asset out there for the past decade, right? It really has been. And yes, Bitcoin has stored value, right? Peer-to-peer money transactions, okay, it's completely decentralized. There's no governments behind it controlling it. There's no one controlling it, right? There's no banks behind it. It's completely free, right? And it's completely yours, right? The government can't take it from you or anything like that, like they can with a house, right? So just think about that, guys. Okay, just think about that. Bitcoin is decentralized. So yeah, ever since I bought Bitcoin, okay, in 2021, okay, and that was like my first ever time buying Bitcoin, I'm just very, very glad that I bought Bitcoin instead of real estate, right? So there you guys have it. Okay, there you guys have it. This is why, okay, Bitcoin is a better investment than houses. Okay, so that's that. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys all in my next video. Have a good one, guys.